Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak a little about a topic that might sound a little silly, but is more true that we might like ourselves to believe, and that is the term Earth-Angel. All of us human beings are aspiring Earth Angels. That means we are over time and over days and lifetimes, we train and practice our bodies, our soul and our spirit to be able to be in direct communion with the divine and the spiritual around us. In earlier times, we were directly given this. It was a God-given gift, more or less. And because of that, we didn't have any choice in following it. You see, that is why in earlier times it felt like it were more primitive and more self-sustained in that way. But in today's time, we have come to an individualization that allows us to individually grow into what every leader in earlier times were. Every leader, kings, queens, emperors, empresses, were individuals that were guiding a whole people. They were under guidance from higher spiritual powers. And we have fallen so deep down into the physical now that we are meant to again grow into this, but with our own freedom, with our own machine. Not machine, I don't like using the word machine, but with our own will. By us choosing to, with our own spare time, with our own freedom, love, wonder for these things, we cultivate and train and practice and grow into, because when you focus with your own whole being, you allow for an influx and a green light, more or less, for the divine to work upon you as you work upon you. You strengthen yourself in your inner being, and from your inner center comes out impulses of growth, healing, and change, more or less, transformation. Because your inner soul doesn't sit still. Even though your body might perceivably sit still, once you become aware of what happens in the moment, you quickly become aware of how much flow and transformation and waves of sensation you have here. And the more you are able to strengthen within you, the more you're able to listen and become an earth angel, a messenger for the divine, for the moral. And then you can be an anchor, an example. You can be an earth angel that are an aspiring earth angel. We do not want to get ahead of ourselves. We are still human beings with flaws, with troubles of our own, and everyone have these things to get a grip with. But to be loving and caring is a choice. To harden within yourself and have no hope and no love and no care for anyone else, or to be warm, inclusive, and to understand and to be a human being, and still not let that will to live die down, letting that spark still live, is a choice. So this is also where the spiritual comes in. You have to acknowledge and recognize that the spiritual is giving you these strengths. They don't come from the human being alone. We are not that arrogant to believe so either. That is where you fall into a delusion. So by being truly curious and to find out what is a human being, what do we have that is different from, let's say, the animals or the plants or the minerals. To us human beings, our ego, our I am, is what makes us different from the animal. The animal has a group ego. So for every species of animal, you have a group ego. That is why they have the same forms. So I call that group ego the animal god of that species, more or less. So us human beings have this I inside our body. It is our body is shaped around it, and we use this body as its sense organ. And when we pass through the gate of death, we take our ego with us, and we leave the other bodies behind for a short time before we reincarnate again. So that is why consciousness never ends. Not even truly when we sleep does it completely end. So not even when we pass either. So that is why it is important to become aware of reincarnation. Once you do, you can start to participate in this beautiful, beautiful journey we are being given. As it is said in the Bible, many are called, but not many will answer. But we do our best. Because if we have no one, we will have no moral impulses in the future. What you build now is for the future. Future generations, future lives, not only this life. Only this life alone is not enough. It has to be as far-reaching as possible. And it is easier said than done. But we start with ourselves. Once you start with yourself, you have, a foundation to show others, to teach others, but also learn from others. We are an eternal student, and after all. And to be curious, wondrous, reverent, grateful, warm, all of these are good traits to have because they allow for an openness, an inclusiveness that makes you more receptive. If you are skeptic and you're pushing things away. It is a warm, cold thing. Things that are warm, things and people and beings swarm to. Cold people, you want to leave them alone. So it is just a natural thing, really. It's from every angle, everywhere. Warmth have always been, the most sublime of the elements, because that is where every element came from. And that is why I truly, truly include and revere warmth in the highest sense of the word. Because warmth is within us the participation of the spiritual realm inside our body. When we radiate heat, and warmth can also be a feeling. It is also a feeling, an inclusive feeling, a loving feeling. And that is what I mean being an earth angel, by truly tapping into the spiritual and the moral and the uplifting part of life. And you will find it for yourself by truly believing and have faith. Faith, love, hope, for that you might find something if you truly are one, if you truly look. And don't take my word for it, find out. You are probably here and just to need a little push, or just to need a little inspiration, and I don't mind that. So, and maybe I inspired you to go do something, or maybe you are still contemplating it. You know, we are all at different stages in life, and no one is worth more than the other. God sees everyone equally. Of course, he can't reach everyone equally because of karma. But that is for another video. So, by truly trying to be a guardian and a brother and a sister for the next human being, every individual you meet, you take them as a unique individual. And then you will have a beautiful carousel dance of life. And being a little brave also and see what comes. Then you truly will not be disappointed. Life has amazing things to offer besides materialistic things. Spiritual experiences is much more worth than anything. Because they can't be forgotten, they truly are part of your soul, you take them with you. Any materialistic thing you buy or gain or are given, you only have so and so much you can give as enthusiasm for it. But truly with growing as a soul being, as a spiritual being, and truly see it, perceive it, and know that it is a truth, now that is something you take with you, because, well, it is impossible to leave behind. Thanks everyone, I love you all. May you find your path, and may the divine guide you, and may you be protected in thick and thin, in good and bad, and, well, in pain and joy, in love and sorrow. Love you. Goodbye.